Good morning, professor and classmates. I'm Simsune. I study in Professor Kim Jae-han's lab about plant genome editing in agriculture. Plant breeding is a science of changing the trait of a plant in order to produce desired characteristics. It has been used to improve the quality and nutrition and product for human and animals. Comparison of breeding methodology, comparison of four breeding methodology, conventional breeding, genetic modification, genome editing. Conver- Conventional breeding mainly rely on hybridization. Transgenesis uses genes from other species, cisgenesis from related species. In genome editing, DNA can be altered very specifically. It's a type of genetic engineering in which DNA is directly inserted, replaced, or removed from the genome using analyzed nucleus. What is the genome editing? Genome editing is a type of genetic engineering in which DNA is inserted, deleted, or replaced in the genome of living organism using analyzed engineered nucleus or molecular seizure. Properties of genome editing tool GFNS Talon's CRISPR-Cas. GFN single finger protein fused with a catalytic nucleotide domain. First, engineered endonucleotide used the edit gene. TAL effect fused with the catalytic nucleotide domain, easier to engineer than GFNs. CRISPR-Cas9. Cas9 is a nucleus protein that codes the DNAs. The site-specific come from the guide RNAs, which can be designed and synthesized easily. As you can see, GFN's talent CRISPR-Cas, GFN production not very easy. Talent is easy, CRISPR-Cas very easy. Cost of production and GFN 5,000 euro. Talent is 1,000 euro. The CRISPR-Cas is 10 euros. Time needed for an experiment. Jeff and is months, talent is weeks, CRISPR-Cas9 days. And so CRISPR-Cas9 is synthesized easily. Export Explosion as a CRISPR research began in 2012. As you can see, the number of CRISPR publication for years increased. Number of CRISPR patents per year is also increased. CRISPR now impacting a wide range of field, basic biological research and functional genomes, medical research and human therapeutics, bacterial, plant and animal research. CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing useful for crop improvement. The Cas9 enzyme generated break the double-stranded DNA by using as a two-catalyzed center to cleave each strand of DNA target site next to PAM sequence and matching the 20 nucleotide sequence of the single guide RNAs. CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing in plant type of mutation. Genome editing with site-specific nucleus double-strand break induced by a nucleus specific site can be repaired either by non-homologous end joining NHEJ or homologous recombination HR. Repair by NHEJ usually results in the insertion or deletion of random base repair, causing gene knockout by description. If a donor DNA is available with similar not necessarily covered the same nucleus leaving compatible overhang gene insertions. NHEJ can also be achieved with HR with the donor DNA conflict can be exploited to modify the gene, introducing persist nucleotide substitution or the adaptive gene insertion. Application of genome editing in plants. Timeline of selected trait modified by genome editing in plant. Many traits in plant have been addressed by genome editing and more progress. As you can see in plants, the need to protect crop resistant to pest and disease and tolerance to avoid stress with nutritional quality or with undisturbed and pharmaceutical application. Research in genome editing in plants bypassing negative epistasis yield in tomato imposed by domestication gene. Graphical abstracts Tomasa from selected letter allow improved in fluorescence architecture and yield. In mushroom, gene edited CRISPR mushroom escape United States regulation. In mushroom, polyphenol oxidase an enzyme that causes browning, deleting 6 PPO gene using CRISPR-Cas9 in the mushroom's genome, reducing the enzyme's activity by 30%. Gene edited CRISPR mushroom escape United States regulation, and as you can see, CRISPR modified mushroom is not browning, but wild type is browning. A transgene-free anti-browning mushroom to extend shelf life and facilitated mechanical harvesting. As you can see, anti-browning mushroom is white. Browning mushroom is brownie. In cons, using the gene editing tool CRISPR-Cas9, the team knocked out the endogenous WOX1, which encoded the endosperm's granule-bound starch synthesis responsible for marking amylose. So, CRISPR edited crop for the anti-market skip regulation. In rice, high efficiency talent-based gene editing produces disease-resistant rice. The loss of induction vital effect, uh, wild type is not resistant and sensitive, but talent-based gene editing produces disease-resistant rice. Uh, in bread wheat, uh, uh, mm, uh, Italian CRISPR induced mutation loss of function with amyloidine. Amyloid encoded protein to repress the defense uh, against fowler, middle disease, and other plants. Simultaneous editing of Homo alleles and hexaploid bred wheat confer heritable resistance to fowler miller. CRISPR technology with widely used for plant genome editing, we accelerated the breeding of food crops beyond what was imaginable before its development. I work at Gyeongnam Agriculture Research and Extension Service. My study is uh, traditional mushroom breeding. Uh, I would like to apply genome editing system to mushroom. How genetic modified mushroom are made? How to make the genetically modified mushroom? CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing process first select genomic target. uh, 20 base pair sequence followed by the PAM use online tool to minimize off targeting. Second, design guide RNAs. Guide RNAs pretty using a small RNA promoter such as uh, U6 promoter or U3 promoter. First nucleotide in the guide sequence is guanine. If U6 promoter is used, or adenine, if U3 promoter is used. Guide sequence should match the target escape for the first nucleotide that does not have to match. Third, assembly Cas9 guide RNA construction. Fourth, deliver to mushroom. Protoplast transformation, agrobacterium transformation, callus bombardment. Uh, Fifth, regeneration and screen transgenic plant for gene editing event. Uh, Research uh, uh, restriction enzyme site loss, uh, surveyor assay, and next generation sequence. ribonucleic protein direct delivery of CRISPR-Cas9 for DNA-free genome editing. uh, Schematic diagram of DNA guide and the nucleus, ribonucleic protein direct delivery to mushroom cell and their role in genome editing, uh, while leaving no trace of foreign genetic elements. Thank you for your attention.